What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about what you should be doing to focus on your improvement if you're a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu. So first, before I get into it, if you are a brown belt, you probably already know most of the things that I'm going to talk about, and you have a good idea of what you need to do to improve. After all, you've been improving consistently since white belt all the way to brown, so getting to your black is probably not going to be that hard for you. You just need to double down on what works. But just in case, here are some things that I've found useful as a brown belt improving my jiu-jitsu game. So the first thing is focus on the timing and the refinement of your currently existing sequences, okay? So obviously if you're a lower rank, you should be trying to collect moves and collect as much new information and as many new systems into your game as you possibly can, because you don't have a strong foundational knowledge of the basic moves of jiu-jitsu yet. If you are a brown belt, obviously you do have that strong foundational knowledge. So now the goal is improving that foundational knowledge and making sure that everything is tighter, faster, and better. That being said, don't stop learning. So number two, don't stop learning new sequences and new systems. The metagame in jiu-jitsu is constantly evolving and new things are being developed, or people are going back into old school stuff and refining it for the modern age of jiu-jitsu. Keep up with it. There are plenty of DVDs out there. There's plenty of high-level matches that you guys can watch to see what people are doing and incorporate it into your own game, okay? Don't become static just because you have certain things that work really well for you. Make sure you're constantly adding new detail and new things into your game. Third thing, eliminate lower percentage move sets from your jiu-jitsu, okay? So again, you will probably already know most, if not all, of the basic movements and moves of jiu-jitsu by the time you're a purple belt. And at that point, it becomes about how to integrate those move sets into a great sequence for your offense and defense and expanding upon it. However, there are some moves that may not work for you, that there's just higher percentage options for your body type or what you're comfortable with, and you gotta start chipping away at it, okay? If there is move A, which has a 90% chance of success, and move B, which for me has a 75% chance of success, I will never do move B. I will always do move A. I will always do the move that gives me the highest percentage chance of success, and that's what you guys should be doing too. So just cut off those lower percentage moves and replace them for moves that are higher percentage. As you continue doing this, right, every move in your game will work better and better and better than the last. Okay? And even as a teacher, right, if you're a teacher, if you're in a teaching position, you should be looking back in your curriculum and replacing things that don't work as well as the new stuff that you've learned. I do this every 6-7 months after my beginner's curriculum resets, and now that I've started teaching my blue belt and up curriculum, once it resets, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look back through it, add anything that I feel needs to be added, and take away things and replace them with move sets or details for those move sets that may be better than what existed before. Number 4, be a leader at your school. Now that you're a brown belt, even if you don't teach or you're not an assistant coach, you are a de facto leader at your school because you have been there for so long and you represent truly the style and the culture of your school. So even if you're not in an official leadership position, if you're not an assistant coach or anything like that, what you do in the room sets an example for everybody else, right? If you control your roles well, if you're helpful towards your training partners, if you help out people that are new to the school or maybe people that are visiting from other schools, then you set a great example for everyone else that's beneath you, okay? The culture at schools is primarily set from the top down. And if you're a high rank like a brown belt or a black belt or even a purple belt, then your influence in that school is greater than you may think. And make sure that you're setting a positive example and make sure you're contributing positively to your school culture. Number 5, now that you're a brown belt, you have a really high competence in jiu-jitsu. If you haven't already, start expanding your knowledge of other martial arts, okay? I've talked about the triad of self-defense in several other videos, but if you're a pure jiu-jitsu guy at this point, start learning firearms and start learning striking, okay? You wanna make sure you're a complete martial artist, and you know what? Your skills in the other two aspects of the triad do not need to be as high level as your jiu-jitsu, at least not in the short term, but at least have basic competence in those other skills so that you have a complete self-defense system, and so that if you were to teach your martial art onto others, you can also have that attitude of like, okay, I realize by learning these other aspects of martial arts that jiu-jitsu in and of itself is not a sufficient answer for all problems that may arise in a self-defense context, and you can communicate that knowledge to the people that you go on to teach. And you know what? Even if you don't go on to become a teacher, you should still do it because you set a good example for everybody else that you're willing to expand knowledge in areas outside of your current comfort zone and get a complete knowledge of self-defense. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you share this content. Do you have a brown belt friend out there? Do you have a purple belt that's about to get their brown belt and wants to know what they should focus on? Make sure you share this video with them. Smash that thumbs up button every time you click that like button, guys. It really helps us out. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new and check us out on Rumble. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next time.